all of the structural systems that we have been living with were all designed to disempower. Those have to fall away. And when they fall away, there's going to be a gap, a vacuum, where for a period of time, there may be nothing to fill it. People won't know what to do because they don't have survival skills. So there is that issue. The other is that we're being completely bombarded by 5G, 4G, satellite EMFs, chemtrails, and the media. You know, there's all this talk about a blackout. You know, they're going to turn the power off around. God, I welcome that.
Me too.
Just shut these people up. Just turn off the media and let everyone just go through the withdrawal that they're going to have, and let them get back to being grounded and realizing, wow, I have a family. I have friends around here. My phone doesn't work. Okay, and they can put it down and they can start using their imagination again, or hanging out and playing baseball, or doing something that's outdoors, that's grounded in nature, something. That would be a good start, because if everyone could start to vibrate at the same level of the earth, you know, feel and hear her frequency, we'd be halfway there.
Yeah.
We would be halfway there, because then people would start to hear their own frequency. And what I mean by that is that they would be in touch with their bodies, not just their subconscious and their minds. Because if you're here, you're not feeling here. You're not feeling with your body. And let's face it, the body is the antenna. That's where you pick up. That's where you feel intuition. That's where you express and experience love. That's where you feel compassion. You don't feel any of that in your head. And we've got to get these kids out of their head, even a lot of adults. We have to get them out of their head and more into the whole synchronistic part of being at one, being alive. I am not sure at all that any human being is in control of what's happening right now. I know we have the dark side, but we also have the light. And I think that the light is now exercising its prerogative to make sure that the trajectory of humanity goes in a good way. In other words, they are actively participating in lifting humanity away from the dark side. It's very subtle. It's almost incomprehensible. But, you know, it's almost as if God, you know, Einstein once said, when something happens miraculously, that's God's way of doing it without calling attention to himself. When things just manifest, when they just come to pass and they appear to be miraculous, it's as if God is saying, okay, guys, here we go. And he just moves us a notch or two or 10 or 30 notches from where we were. And I think that's what's happening. If you look at the old world, the corporate world, the military world, everything's changing, Michael. It's all changing.
Everything.
And you can see panic on one side because their entire agenda has been about control. And what's happening? They're completely losing control. And what's happening to the masses is they're beginning to wake up and realize I have been in a coma for a very long time. We have been sleepwalking for a very long time. And now it's happening, and there's almost no effort to it. It's, you can see the separation between the two paradigms. And for those of us who are on this ride, it's almost effortless, except that we have no idea where we're going because we've not been there before, right? Where the dark side, this side, they're losing their minds because they realize they have absolutely nothing. Nothing. They don't even have good karma on their side.
Yep.
You know, they're basically going to be toast, and they know it. Where humanity's biggest fault is that we were naive. We fell into a trap and we didn't realize it until many, many generations and centuries later. We're now realizing that we have been stuck in a horrible, horrible system. And, you know, we're all grasping at trying to how to communicate this. You know, how do we express it? We know we see bits and pieces, but how do we put it all together? And how do you explain that, okay, listen, you know, God is not only real, but we're a very integral part of that essence. We always have been. And you have to learn how to trust it. Like you teach, you got to have that intuition to know when to go with the flow and when to take a step back and maybe stand on the bank of the river, just until you understand where the water's going. You know, and once you understand where the water's going, then you get back into the water, you find a log, and you go straight down the path. Well, what's happening is nobody knows, because we're finding ourselves in this situation where everything we know is falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And there aren't a lot of solutions. There's all these rumors of a quantum financial system, and there's rumors about a great reset. There's rumors about the med beds. There's rumors about a utopia and completely changing everything and a constitutional republic. There's all these things, but you haven't seen any of it truly manifest yet physically.